So without much further ado, let's get tucked in. Let's take a look at this. I've got it, as you can see, pretty well balanced. Right now I'm just between centers. My current lathe is a Jet 1440. I got secondhand on the marketplace. I'm still building tools and stuff. This is my own little 3D printed dust collector I designed specifically for this lathe. A lot nicer than clamping the hose to the thing. Makes it easy to move. Get out of the way when I don't need it. I'm using a live center and we've got a big kind of a knot hole here. I think it's really cool that this piece I cut off, it totally looks like a freaking faceless demon. I actually cut a slice of that wood. Here it is. And I think I'm probably going to do a black epoxy fill sort of breadboard or charcuterie board or some, I don't know, whatever. Just because it looks like a cool faceless demon. And on this side it kind of looks like a caricaturized version of the Witch King of Angmar. So right now I'm using the default rest. I've got, you know, a robust rest over there. I'm very excited. I need to save up some money for it, but I've decided I like this enough that I'm gonna get serious with it, and I'm gonna get a big old robust American Beauty lathe, I think. So hopefully order that here in a couple months. Maybe a birthday present for myself. A little about me, I make video games full-time. I'm a technical artist. I've been doing it about 20 years. Worked at Blizzard, Amazon, Microsoft, a couple of other places. Currently working at CD Projekt Red on a project I'm super excited about. And I picked up woodturning at the start of this year. And it was good for me. I bought my lathe in January and I got laid off the next week. And so I was a little nervous about spending the money, but also it was a great way to pass the time in between interviews and video calls and stuff. And it's really been a good escape for me and getting in here and getting into a flow state. Without much more ado, we'll get tucked in. I'm gonna go ahead and get the lathe turned on. It's on too fast right now. One of the reasons I want to get a new lathe is this is a hand crank for speed. At least it's not only belt change, but and it's got no reverse. So I do the old. It doesn't like to have its speed changed when it's off. So I do the old turn it on a little bit, and then also its lowest speed. Oh, that's convenient. It's down here at 400. Let's get it tightened up. Stand back. Oh, fun. All right. So can I go any slower on this thing? That's the other reason I want to get it. I could bolt this to the floor, but since I know I'm getting a new lathe, I don't really want to bolt this one to the floor. I suspect this sucker here could come off. Let's see. Let's get a saw and do a little trimming. Got a Veritas carcass saw here. I suspect this is probably my main culprit here. Let's see if I can get a the spindle lock on this doesn't really work well. Okay. Just hold and saw it is. See if that's any better. Maybe a little bit. Which direction is it moving? That way. Okay. Ooh. That's pretty. I don't know if y'all can see that, but we got some stuff coming through there. We'll do another slice. See if that works. Actually, now that I have the center point, well, y'all are on the bandsaw, so I don't want to reframe or stop for a moment. You know what? I might just deal with it and start using the old bolt gouge. There may be a little bit of shuffling back and forth here. We'll see. That's reasonably sharp. We'll go and start with that. Okay. Move that a little bit around. Get these corners taken care of first. Oh, yeah, we got some color coming through. You know, now that I look at this, well, no, I need to turn that away. So, considering that, that's probably correct. Go drag this a little bit over here, make sure y'all are still in frame. Tell you what, it's fun hauling around. It is, I say fun with air quotes, pushing a 200-pound lathe back and forth across the floor. Pencil over there. Okay, now that that's all right, we can get this rest closer again. We still have clearance. All right. See if I can turn this up again. Will it smooth out? Oh, maybe. No. All right. Tighten that up another turn and okay. let's see. That's the furthest out point, so we'll get close in there. All right. Take this. All right. Oh, that's looking cool. I'd like to show you all view from here. I just don't know where I would set up the camera, and because of the way my lights are, you'll be looking right into these 9,000 lumen lights, which are both too bright and also don't light it up well enough. That could be fun if we end up with keeping that, having a little bark dip in there. I'm totally cool with that. I think I'm going to start coming from this way a little bit. We've got a fair bit till we get around. We got this and this are pretty even-ish. So by the time I start getting arounds on these, we'll see. I may move this tailstock around a little bit. I think the headstock's in a good spot. I'm going to end up turning most of this away, which is okay, because if I want to have any live edge to this, then I don't want to deal with this here. And it's all kind of uninteresting sapwood in there anyways. Let's give this a turn. Hold this a little here and check how framed y'all are. Right. Here, and let's leave it now. I can lean against the lathe and maybe it won't. Oh, it's not rocking. Yeah. And sorry if you can't hear that while I'm turning. I'm testing out the noise canceling features on both my headset and the video recording. I'm not really thinking about shape too much yet because I want to get it round first and see what I'm working with. I think it's going to be a narrow bottom, just looking at the shadow line. And you know, you look at the top while you're the other reason I'm excited to get the other lathe, there's a million reasons, but it's got a remote panel, so you don't have to step across the work while it's spinning to turn it on and off. I do have a big face shield. I've got, you know, a 3M powered respirator in the thing over there, and I break it out every time I'm sanding. And if I'm turning something that's dodgy, but this is green and it has, as of yet, I think 0 cracks. There is some funky stuff there that I think I want to pour some thin CA glue in. Right in here. In this, it looks like maybe a bark inclusion, and it might be a little bit punky. This tree was cut down a year ago, and then I went out and chainsawed a bunch of it up while I was, and filled my truck bed in exchange for turning a little something for the lady. I turned her a little vase that I need to go deliver or ship to her, one of the two. But she said if I drive down there, I can go get more wood. So I'm probably gonna do that. Well, this seems a little thirsty, so we're gonna feed it. Got this nice spray pump accelerator, which has a lot more accelerator. The spray part of it broke and fell out immediately. And so now it just vomits activator. On On the plus side, there's a lot of activator that gets in there, so it will capillary action as well. So, but I'm gonna get 50 times less use out of that than I was planning on, so that sucks, but whatever. Okay. We'll come in a little bit further. I think this here, I'll get this here round. And then once this is round, we'll see what the state of the rest of it is. And we'll see if I want to take this whole thing around here. Maybe do sort of more of a closed form. Not sure yet. I'm going to turn the speed up a little bit. Oh, we're shaking. Let's get past that. 1,000 RPM. Hand under the tool to keep those bark chips from destroying my fingers. Almost there on that. Almost there on that. And I think those two might come off right around the same time, which would be super dope. Oh yeah. Hope we keep some of this cool bark patterning. And check out this cool kind of starburst of color there. That's awesome. Oh man, this bark is super cool. So, all right, do some more. Okay. All right. On the top side, I think we're good for round. I think this might end up be cool if we can get a nice funky open vessel, because this wood is still pretty wet. It's not super wet, but I think if I turn an open edge vessel and just let it air dry, I'll put finish on it. And then it'll distort a bit as it dries. So let's get ourselves to round down here and then figure out if we'll get this round. Once we do that, we'll see if we want to keep this height and have a smaller foot. We'll bring this foot in a little bit more. All right. Let's give this another little tighten. Bring the speed up a little bit. 1,200 RPM. Okay. Foot's round. Let's get out my old size checker here. Okay. That is almost at the smallest foot size on my step jaws. So I think I'm gonna go up a size and come in a little bit at least one step. Probably not 2 steps. So, where's my dang pencil? Oh, right there we go. So, that means we're probably looking at right about, and this is just a little 3D print. I went and did some CAD to create a cross section of my chuck jaws at the optimal close size. So I can use this to fit and make sure my curve will be compatible. So let's look at about there. know if y'all can see that line or not, but there it is. I'm gonna get that over here. I'm gonna swap over to my skew gouge to I like to do feet and bottoming with the skew gouge. Let's take a look at that. Okay, that comes into the bottom of this a little bit, but that might work out. I'm okay with leaving a little bit of this exposed and doing a little handwork in there. This still needs to come smaller, but now, if I absolutely have to, I can get in there and I can grab this with a chuck. And one cool thing on this little chuck thing I made is I made it so that the thickness of it is the thickness of the jaws, but also these little step downs I made. So I can see that this foot could be a little smaller to keep it from bottoming out, but we'll worry about that later. All right. Back to the bull gouge. Okay, still flat on the bottom here, top here, so I'm gonna bring this in a little steeper. Where's my dang pencil? Okay, so we're around on the top, and then the bottom just needs to come all the way down to the foot, basically. So, it makes that easy. Raise a little bit, get closer. Somebody touches my right. So, hey, we're around. We need to go a little bit more in here. Oh, and we kept this. Yes, that looks a little soft. I may give that a little bit of CA glue encouragement. Yeah, it's soaking that up pretty well. It's not tearing out, but I like to keep my demon cat or whatever. See a little bit of pith coming through there with a little micro crack, so we'll juice that up too. We'll throw a little on that pith. We'll get this bark line a little bit. If he wants to soak in and I'll keep that bark on, it'll be juicy. Okay. This bark's still wet enough that the I don't know what that is. It the cambium layer? Not 100% sure on the term. Between the bark and the sapwood, that stuff is fraying like crazy. Okay, time for a healthy splurt of activator because I don't feel like slinging CA glue everywhere or waiting. I'm an impatient man. Okay, So we'll go a little bit further down. Now we do cross turning. We typically, when you finish, you'll push that uphill. So when you have a curve like that, you switch sides. I'm kind of liking that almost straight side into a swoop closed. I might want to come and curve into the base. Oh man, there's like almost like I don't see any cracks in this, which is fantabulous. I'm gonna come feed this guy a little more, I think. I thought talking to the camera was gonna be weird, and it is, but I guess it's the kind of weird that works for me. I thought this was going to be a lot weirder. Okay. I'm going to pause the camera. Alrighty. Yeah, and I need to get this down too, so I think doing a little sweepy sweep action would be good. Let's get our rest in there. Just crank the speed up a little bit. Let's go 1500 RPM. I'm looking at the top. You know what? Let's do a fresh grind on this sucker. Put this in my grinding drawer. That one's more chew up, so that's my bowl gouge. I've got a Vase brushless variable speed grinder. It's a little too fast. It said on the website that it was 17 or 1800 on the low end, and it shipped out with 2000. I thought I'd give it a whirl, and if I don't hold it there too long, we're mostly good. I've got a Wolverine, a one-way Wolverine sharpening system built into this base. This base sucks. I got a new one coming in today, actually. And I've got CBN wheels. I think I want to drop to a lower grit over here. Plus I dinged this one up reasonably well. I think this one's like 180 grit. Yeah, this one's 180 grit. I want to go lower down. This one's 600 grit. This one actually works really, really well. And it puts a dang sharp tool finish on there. That's all it takes. Don't sit there and struggle with a dull tool. Oh, what? Double humping here, like. Double there, like. just realized getting light into this while I hollow it is going to suck. Oh, Okay. We got a fun little wave pattern going on here. We got some kind of, it's going to be hard to, we'll see what it looks like when the oil is on it, but there's a flowing shape in here. It looks like it was going to be a branch. And we got a little splash of color up here. And then it runs down and up. Oh, it's looking cool. It's looking cool. Little bark inclusion. Oh, this bark is so dang pretty. We're gonna give that a little more. We're gonna get. It's a thirsty boy. It's a thirsty boy. We're getting closer to our shape, so I'm just reinforcing that again. Get some squirts. We'll see if this time I don't put my dang hand into the bark like I did on the last one from this tree. That was fun. It was not fun. Okay. I think I'm liking that. We can work on this swoop here. So I'm going to come around from this way and hope not to screw this up because I'm liking this. We're going to have a nice little live edge bark rim vase if I don't blow it up. Actually, before I do that, let's check our chuck grip size. We can come in a little bit on there, or are we? We might be good there. Ooh. Okay. Let's just clean that up. Let's clean that up a skosh and see how the fitment is. I gotta try to remember put things back where they go. Okay. Raise the rest a little bit. You know, this thing also needs to sharpen. I can tell. Which is my dull gouge one because I've run it into the thing a couple more times. I'm not super happy with the grind that I've been putting on my skew gouge. It does work, and I grind the heel off of it. I have a different angle set with a different one of these jigs. So I have a dedicated one for skew and a dedicated one for bowl. And I don't like it a whole lot, but I don't need to spend time on it. It goes dull faster than I'd like, and I think part of it's because of my grind, but I'm not 100% sure. But not having to fiddle and switch out, for me is a big win. Okay. We're just gonna Alrighty. Looks good. Tweak this foot just a skosh. A little flat spot for it to, for the chuck to seat on, and I'm going to take the size of this foot down a little bit. Make sure I have a concave bottom. how that looks. Okay. Do I want to take that down a little more? I'm okay with the foot having some of that. Do I? You know, I might. Let's see how the template fits. Okay. We can come just a little bit. The chuck jaws have like 5mm steps on them, just about. And I have this little 5mm by 5mm step down here. That way I can know if my foot is too tall. And I think it's a little bit too tall. And let me see, how does this look for fitting now? Well, we're too big for that, but we're not. Okay. So we can come in a little bit to go down to, let me get a set of calipers. And we will size them. That's the other thing this is great for. Makes it super easy for sizing calipers. We'll go just a little bit bigger. Because you can even come in from the side here and just get those tips in the bottom corners. I hadn't thought about that till just now. Let the spring action size it. And now we will, we need to come down. Don't touch this side, it'll hurt. Okay. So now that I've got a foot like that, is this maybe gonna, I don't really have the stuff to turn the foot off, but I'm gonna narrow the base a little bit more. We're gonna see how that looks. I might break out the scraper now just to clear up some of these little bumps. It's a pretty good finish, but it is somewhat green, so there's just going to be a miserable amount of sanding. Let's see, I got a burr on here. Yeah, I got a pretty good burr on there. Might do a little bit of just a scraper that I use for shear scraping, and sometimes on and turning. It's also nice for the bottoms and putting some little bottom details in. and a few other things. Been watching a lot of Richard Raffin and, man, I have a hard time with his name. Tomic Tomasic. If you search for 4 ways, you'll find both of them. Sam Angelo's also, all 4 of those guys are really good. Let's get ourselves so that when we're still on synchronine, when we're at a negative rake, okay. Just get number one material, just a little bit of box. A little bit of sugar speaking. It's a little too much. I like a short speaker. But I already swear on these. I like this one especially for when I'm on the inside things. But cool. I just all this handle. Sort of paint the button kind of equal these outside curves. I think I need to put fresh edge on that. Fresh out. Hold an edge. Roll the edge up. Ideally. This might need to go back to the grinder here in a minute, but we'll see. That's a more than nothing. I'm seeing some actual shavings come off now, so that, yeah. Whoa. I think this one come down a little bit, might save it. Okay. So I think we're about there. Do I need to hit anything? I'm going to hit some of this with a little CA glue before I start sanding. And this fuzzy cambium layer, just a little bit. Get all these pretty dark sections. That fifth right there. This fifth. This fifth. Look at the there we go. Don't get up, my precious. My precious. Oh, step over there. Oh, yeah. And let's in here. I just did that last time. And looks like a little border here. I'm just gonna. Okay. Got out of this too. Time to order some more. Hope it doesn't get screwed up in the box like last time. I'm using, for those that care, I'm using Star Bond. Just like everybody else. Okay. I'm gonna pause this. I think I'm gonna eat a peanut butter sandwich or something. Maybe some palak paneer. That sounds good. Nice hot thing. Let this glue dry a little bit more. And I'll let that one video upload and then get it off my phone so I have room for the last. When I sand, I'm gonna bring my dust collector over here, and I'm gonna have my dust hood on, so I don't know. I might try talking a little bit, but I'm also gonna have my air compressor on, so it's gonna be loud in here. We'll see how the audio works. Like I've got the sound cancellation there and sound cancellation on these. I'm hoping between the two of them, might be able to hear me. We'll see if I have it in me to do voiceover. So I'll find out. I'll try not to destroy your ears. But yeah, time for a num. Sanding and finishing. I don't know if we're gonna watch all of this. I've got some fuzzy sections here. I'm debating about, I think I'll try it on a different piece because I like this one too much. Using a heat gun to dry out the surface of wet wood like this might be cool. Oh, I bet this is gonna have some cool ripples in here. I realize I should probably turn it this way as I talk to y'all, because I look at it here, and then turning it this way for y'all would be useful. New to videography, but I'm not new to thinking about my users. Okay, let's get, okay. That looks like, that's 80. That is too aggro for me. Here's a piece of 150 that might be worth starting with. Do we have, let's get our trash can over here too. I'm chucking some of this stuff. Yep, that's nasty. That's some, that still feels pretty good. That still feels pretty good too. With the, so one of the things that can be useful when you're sanding really green wood is have a air compressor. You can, because it picks up, it clogs up, and so you can unclog your sandpaper. But I can got my respirator. We'll see if any of this is legible, because I'm going to have the dust collector on and the air compressor going and my dust hood on. Okay. Let's try that. I like to sit a lot of times while I sand. Going to be a lot more of that. I'm not going to record all of this. I'm probably going to go, shoot, this thing looks so nice. As long as this heartwood doesn't sort of stain the sapwood, I think I'm going to take this up to, shoot, I don't know, something really high. I'll probably end up doing some wet sanding on it. 'Cause this looks gorgeous. There's a lot of subtlety in there. I think this will sheen up really nicely. I'll come back when there's something more interesting to watch.
Here I'm going to talk about my finishing. You can see I'm pointing out some cool spots. Now what I have here is a rag that's got my homemade linseed oil and beeswax paste wax in it. And what I like to do is actually turn the lathe on and run it pretty fast. And I rub the wax on the thing and it melts through the cloth. The cloth also helps rub it into the wood. and then I take a clean part of the rag at the end, and I wipe it off and sort of buff it off.
I am going to do a little bit of buffing before I hollow it, and got a little beeswax, load this up a little bit. Look at that. Woo doggy. All right, I think I got things moved around well enough so that you can see more than nothing while I hollow. I got too much wood on the floor over there to move this table over there to film. I should probably get a real tripod at some point. You guys are on my little tiny hiking tripod on my rolling workbench. I got my lights moved. Man, this turned out super pretty. I need to get rid of those buffer marks. I bet I can just chuck that. We'll put this sucker in the drill. And those buffer marks are too. There we go. It's like a hard wax, won't build line buildup. Good to know that I can just come in and do this to get rid of them. Well now, I think that could have been tightened more. I guess we'll turn the other direction on the buffing wheel. Oh, it's when I stop, it flies out. Oh, and the screw popped out. I better find that. I'm gonna pause you. All right, I think I'm gonna, on this one, wuss out and immediately go to my straight hollow here. Because I'm a wuss. I usually like to use the bull gouge to get started, but it can get a little catchy on stuff like this, at least in my untrained hands. See how things are looking. So I want to come in a little closer. We'll go there. Take a look-see. Okay. It's going well. There's a cool spot of color. I don't know where that goes to. That head down there? Don't know. I'm gonna grab my curve hollowing tool. These are from Hurricane. I just got a 3-pack of a straight, a curved, and a super curved from Amazon for a reasonable amount. The cost of, we'll say, one good hollowing tool. Okay, let's see. That looks, I'll come back a little further. There we go. Now I got the flat part resting on the base I want. Okay, let's take a look in there. Okay, I got my okay, that wall thickness looks good there. We're going to come undercut more, so this will come away some. As we undercut more over here, so this will come away too. I'm just going to go ahead and take that little piece off. Okay, there's a piece about to fly up. If you get rid of the wood bullets, get rid of the wood bullets. I'm going to get my even more curved one so I can undercut better. Since I'm going to be focusing on the undercut, I'm going to come back even a little more. I need to bring my rest back so my tool rest has more clearance. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, my rim's looking good. Ooh, starting to come into some figure in here, some color. Okay. Still need to undercut more there. As I undercut, this will dip down some more. So, doing good, just want to keep undercutting. Let's see. It kind of sees that. I don't think this is really worth recording much of. I'm going to go ahead and turn y'all off. Alrighty. So, I think this is about as much as I want to hollow this, because I want to leave some weight at the base so it's not too tippy. And I think that this kind of spherical hollow looks cool. Plus, I'm pretty happy with the grain and the shape in here, and I haven't exploded the bark off it yet. So, I think I'm getting ready to sand it now, and that's always fun. So, yeah, and then I'll probably not gonna record that because I don't want to be distracted, and it's gonna be hard for you to see anyways. So after I sand it, I'll probably come back and maybe show a couple of shots of it in place or something. So, yeah. Clean the shred and wipe off that first coat. Usually let it sit longer, but I'm going to go eat dinner, so. Alright. Well, I don't know if this is going to be I'll probably do one more after it's all oiled up segment, and then my boy's going to try his hand at video editing, so we'll see how that goes.